Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of The Blast from the Past. Today, I am going to be talking about the Survivor Series of 2014. Now, many fans have dubbed this Survivor Series as one of the best Survivor Series pay-per-views in quite a long time. But is it really, though? In my personal opinion, it was carried by one match. But we'll get into that, but we'll talk about it. So, there were two pre-show matches. There was Fandango versus Justin Gabriel. Fandango won. Who cares? Fandango had Rosa Mendes as his manager. Rosa Mendes was just an awful wrestler. She was awful. Jack Swagger, he versus Cesaro on the pre-show, and Jack Swagger won. Who cares? So, those are just the pre-show matches. Do you guys really care enough? No, you don't. So then we'll get to the first official match. That is being the WWE Tag Team Championships as Goldust and Cody Rhodes. Yes, that was Stardust. Stardust was Cody Rhodes. Everybody knew that was Cody Rhodes. They defended their WWE Tag Team titles in a Fatal 4-Way against Damien Sandow, known as Mizdow, and The Miz, Los Matadores, Diogo and Fernando. That was Primo and Epico. And the Usos in a Fatal 4-Way, and The Miz and Damien Mizdow would win the match. This was Damien Sandow's only championship in WWE. He went from being Money in the Bank holder to being a big-ass joke with a comedic character. And the fact that he was able to get the stunt double character over really shows you a lot. Really tells you a lot about, shows you how great Damien Sandow actually was if he was able to get something as silly as a stunt double over. So the next match we had was Team Natalya. This was a traditional Survivor Series match for the women. It was Team Natalya of Natalya, Alicia Fox, my girl Emma, and Naomi with Tyson Kidd, and they took on Paige's team, full of bums except for Summer Rae. Paige, Cameron, Layla, and Summer Rae. Summer Rae was the only good wrestler on Paige's team. You guys know I don't like Paige, and Paige's team got absolutely destroyed. This was a one-sided contest. Natalya's team, Natalya, the captain of the team, didn't even get a pinfall victory. Didn't even get a victory for her team. Naomi eliminated Cameron. Cameron was another one who absolutely sucked. She was another one of those awful wrestlers. Alicia Fox eliminated Layla. You know, Layla was okay. I didn't mind Layla. Emma eliminated Summer Rae, tapped her out to the Emma lock, and Naomi pinned Paige. And this was Emma's only big pay-per-view win. This was the only major pay-per-view I remember her actually winning. So Natalya's team, despite the captain not getting any pinfalls at all, her entire team won. So the rest of her teammates carried her. Naomi got the most eliminations with 2. She pretty much dominated. Seeing Paige's team get absolutely annihilated and seeing Paige getting absolutely annihilated was probably the most entertaining thing. Because you guys know I do not like Paige. Paige is a god-awful wrestler. I don't understand how people can tell me that Paige is a good wrestler. She's not that good. She never was. Cameron was awful. Layla was decent. And Summer Rae was very good. And on Natalya's team, you have Natalya, Emma, Alicia Fox, and Naomi. 4 incredibly talented women. 4 incredibly talented women versus 3 wrestlers that are basically meh versus one talented wrestler. You could honestly tell why Natalia's team got the victory here. And by the way, their whole match lasted 14 minutes and 35 seconds. 14 minutes and 35 seconds of Natalia's team just completely destroying Paige's team. We had Bray Wyatt facing off against Dean Ambrose. This match ended in a disqualification. I can't really remember what happened in this match, but I know these two were feuding because of what happened at Hell in a Cell that year. So yeah, you had that. So yeah, you had that happen. Bray Wyatt would win by disqualification. This was considered the best Survivor Series pay-per-view. And we had Adam Rose and The Bunny versus Slater Gator. He's Slater and Titus O'Neil. What kind of garbage is this? What kind of garbage was this? 2014, in my opinion, was probably one of the most interesting years when it came to wrestling. But Jesus, this was stupid. Adam Rose and the Bunny would win this match. And then we had the biggest atrocity that happened on this show. We had AJ Lee defending the Divas Championship against Nikki Bella. Against Nikki Bella for the Divas title. This match lasted 33 seconds. 33 seconds. Now, you guys know me. I'm an AJ Lee guy. The fact that I had to sit down at my house and actually watch this happen was absolutely pathetic. Now, when this happened, this started the whole debacle about, fans believing that WWE This is when, WWE fans started believing that, WWE was using their pettiness because of what happened to CM Punk. Listen, CM Punk, this was the year CM Punk left WWE, by the way. This is when CM Punk quit. 2014 was the year he quit WWE. CM Punk had, AJ Lee married him. But WWE has no ill will against AJ Lee. They had zero ill will against her. They had nothing personal against her. The whole shit that went down between CM Punk, that was CM Punk. AJ Lee was caught in the middle of this. She was caught in the middle of this stupid crap between CM Punk and WWE. And she had to step away from the ring because of all this. AJ Lee being squashed here had nothing to do with what happened with CM Punk. Because I remember people saying, this only happened because Vince McMahon was petty because of what happened because CM Punk left. CM Punk had nothing to do with what happened to AJ. Vince McMahon has been an advocate for AJ Lee for so many years. WWE have nothing against her. They've had nothing against AJ Lee from the very beginning. I don't understand where people got this from, where they thought, Vince McMahon's pettiness. Vince McMahon was using his pettiness to bury AJ. AJ is one of Vince McMahon's biggest stars. Now listen. If this match actually got time and actually got a chance to actually start, all that happened was that Brie Bella got on the apron, Brie Bella kissed AJ for some reason, Nikki Bella smacked her with the elbow and rack attacked her, and that was it. That was basically the entire match. If this match was actually given time and effort, instead of wasting our time with Adam Rose and the Bunny, we could have actually had a solid matchup here. Like I said, Natalia's annihilation of Paige's team was 14 minutes and 35 seconds. You mean to tell me that you couldn't give Nikki and AJ at least 10? You couldn't give Nikki and AJ at least 10? If this match was a decent match, if this match had good wrestling and AJ still lost, I would have been much happier. I would have been much happier. A very good match and AJ loses, I would have accepted that a lot more. I'm an advocate of the Bellas. I'm a big fan of the Bellas, but I absolutely hated this. This was outright disgusting and despicable. The Divas have had some good wrestlers. Kelly, Maurice, Melina, Michelle McCool, Eve Torres. They've had a lot of great wrestlers. The reason why the Divas division was completely undermined is because people didn't give a shit because of how WWE treated them. And a lot of the wrestlers in that division were actually good. Emma, Naomi, Natalya, Fox, Summer, Nikki, Brie, AJ. So many good wrestlers, so many good divas. Even ones from back in the day like Kelly, Eve Torres, Maurice, Michelle McCool, Melina, Mickie James. The Divas had good wrestlers. But people just never... They just never took them seriously. Because of how WWE undermined them. And this is why, and I don't hate this because AJ Lee, I don't hate this majorly because AJ lost this. I hate this because this was, like, it's what I said before, that people considered this the greatest Survivor Series pay-per-view of all time. And I said this at the start. This Survivor Series was built around one match. This whole Survivor Series was built around the one match. By the way, that Fatal 4-Way for the tag team titles, that was actually a pretty good match. The tag team title match where Miz and Sandow won, that was actually a pretty solid tag match. The rest of this pay-per-view just fell flat. This whole Survivor Series was built around Team Cena versus Team Authority. That is the only reason why people consider this one of the best Survivor Series, not because of the other matches, because of this one match. So Nikki Bella's the new Divas champion, and this is when her 300-day reign started. So now we move on to the main event. Team Cena versus Team Authority. John Cena. It was the team of John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, Eric Rowan, The Big Show, and Ryback. This is when the Wyatt family were no more. Eric Rowan turned babyface. Luke Harper was the heel. He was on the enemy camp. You had Seth Rollins, Kane, Luke Harper, Mark Henry, and Rusev. So this was basically a really close match from the very beginning. Mark Henry was eliminated in 48 seconds. He was eliminated by The Big Show. Ryback was eliminated by Rusev. I believe Seth Rollins, really got involved a lot when he wasn't the legal man. Rusev got counted out. He went for a big splash onto the tables on the outside on Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler was able to avoid it and was able to make it back into the ring in time before the 10 count. Eric Rowan was eliminated by Luke Harper due to interference from Seth Rollins, even though he is a legal participant in the match, but he wasn't legal in the ring. Seth Rollins was causing a lot of outside havoc. And this is when Big Show decides to do the one thing that he decides to always do in his professional wrestling career. If there's one thing we know about the Big Show, is that you should never really trust him. Big Show turns heel. Big Show doing his trademark. Big Show's gimmick is turning heel and babyface. That's Big Show's gimmick, turning babyface and heel. This man turned heel. He knockout punched Cena. Seth Rollins pins him. Big Show leaves. He gets counted out. So Dolph Ziggler is the only man left on Team Cena. He's at a disadvantage. 3-on-1. Dolph Ziggler manages to take out Kane. He manages to eliminate Luke Harper around about 30 minutes and 3 seconds in. He gets Harper in a roll-up position, and this is where the rest of the match picks up. Ziggler and Rollins are the last two in. Ziggler shows signs of life. He continues to fight and fight and fight and fight and fight. I can't stress enough about how much I miss this Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler was great. He was a fantastic babyface. Dolph Ziggler was a fantastic babyface. I really loved Dolph Ziggler as a babyface. Dolph Ziggler was just amazing as a babyface. He really was. And it's... WWE really dropped the ball with Dolph Ziggler as a babyface. He was so goddamn over. He was so goddamn over. Dolph Ziggler was a fantastic babyface. He was just so damn good. Fans loved him. The fans loved Dolph Ziggler as a babyface. I really do miss Dolph Ziggler as a babyface. We're probably never going to get Dolph Ziggler as a babyface ever again. But, Jesus, I really miss Dolph Ziggler as a babyface. Rewatching this match really made me miss the babyface Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler was great as a babyface. Ziggler would continue to fight. He would show signs of life. He would hit the zigzag on Seth Rollins, and it looks like it's about to be over, but Triple H would take out the referee. J&J security would try to get involved a couple of times. Ziggler would hit another zigzag on the champion. I think Seth Rollins, was WWE champion. Yeah, he was WWE champion. At least I think he was. Was he? Was he WWE champion in 2014? I can't remember. Was it Brock Lesnar? No, it was Brock Lesnar. My apologies. It was Brock Lesnar. For some reason, I thought Seth became the champion in 2015. He became the champion in 2015. My apologies. He became champion in 2015. This is when Seth was being built up to become world champion. And he would hit the Ziggler would hit the zigzag again, but there was no referee. A referee would come in, but Triple H would take out that referee too, and he would hit the pedigree on Ziggler. He would hit the pedigree on Ziggler to help Seth Rollins get the pin, and then he calls out Scott Armstrong, the Stooge referee. The Stooge referee. Now, if you don't know any history about Scott Armstrong, the Stooge referee, he was the referee that costed Daniel Bryan the WWE Championship back in 2013 at Night of Champions. He deliberately did a fast count. He did a fast count on Daniel Bryan when he won the WWE title from Randy Orton. That's what happened. And then Triple H reversed the decision and took the WWE Championship from Daniel Bryan because of the referee counting fast. And then it's all revealed that it was all a part of the Authority's plan to take the title from him. So that referee was in the Authority's pocket. And that referee, he's been used as the Authority's Stooge referee from WrestleMania 30, when Daniel Bryan finally captured the WWE Championship, and many other things. You guys are pretty well aware of that if you guys were watching WWE in 2014. And as Seth Rollins was in the cover, lifeless with Ziggler over the top, The lights go out, and then all of a sudden, Sting appears. This is when Sting made his WWE debut. This is when Sting made his WWE debut. This was a shocking moment. Sting would take out Triple H. He would take Seth Rollins off the cover. He would put Dolph Ziggler on top. Seth was out from that zigzag still. Dolph was out from the pedigree. Sting would put Dolph on top. The referee that was knocked out before would wake up. And he would count the 3 count. And Dolph Ziggler wins. Dolph Ziggler overcame the odds. He was the sole survivor of Survivor Series. And Jesus Christ, like I said, I miss babyface Dolph Ziggler. This Dolph Ziggler was so over. He was incredible. Dolph Ziggler was great. I really miss this Dolph Ziggler. Oh boy. So this was how Sting made his impact. Sting caused the Authority to go out of power. Because there was a stipulation that since the Authority lost, they were removed from power. But if Team Cena lost, Cena's teammates, with the exception of John Cena himself, would be fired for stepping up against the Authority. So, yeah, that was pretty much your Survivor Series from 2014. Was this really the best Survivor Series? No, definitely wasn't. This whole Survivor Series was built around one match, Team Cena versus Team Authority. It was a good... I can't really say this was a good pay-per-view either. I can't really say if this was even a great pay-per-view. I mean, if you really did enjoy it, I'd be fine with that. But in my honest opinion, this whole pay-per-view was built around one match. And that's what made this pay-per-view so great to everybody. And this is just my personal opinion. So that's Survivor Series 2014. You guys let me know your opinions on this pay-per-view, and I will see you all next time for another episode of Blast from the Past.